Jennifer, go ahead with your next question.
Cynthia Curtin is here with us tonight. Cynthia, you live in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Yes. You can go ahead and stand up. You brought your husband with you?
Yes. Michael served in Iraq. And we have a question regarding the government in Iraq. Everyone's talking about pull our troops out, pull our troops out. Well, considering they've lived under a dictatorship for the last 30 years or so, what are we going to do to make sure they have a government in place before we do pull our troops out and they're able to help themselves? Otherwise, we're just putting them in a position to accept another terrorist leader.
Congressman, let me bring Mayor Giuliani in. I don't know if you consider yourself a neocon, but go ahead and respond to what Congressman Paul said.
Michael, thank you very much for serving us. And thank your family for their tremendous sacrifice. I'd like to put it in a slightly different context. I believe that your service for us and your brother's sacrifice is one of the reasons we're safe now in the United States. I believe that this terrorist war began way back in the 1970s. They attacked us in 1993 in New York. They attacked us again in 2001 in a horrible way. And I believe that what we're doing in Iraq, if we can get it right, is going to help reduce the risk for this country. And if we get it wrong, this is going to be much, much worse for us. And part of what we have to do, and we haven't done right, is take on that responsibility of nation building. We created that responsibility for ourselves when we overthrew Saddam Hussein, which we did very effectively. It was one of the greatest military actions in American history, overthrowing Saddam Hussein. But we didn't accomplish the second step. People can only embrace democracy when they have an orderly existence. And we have to help provide that. We didn't want that role, but it is our role. We have to train our military to do it. We should probably have an Iraq Stat program in which we measure how many people are going to school, how many factories are open, how many people are going back to work. We had to get into the nitty-gritty of putting an orderly society together in Iraq. It is not too late to do it. And I'd just like to ask the one question I didn't get to ask before. When you said if General Petraeus comes back in September and reports that things aren't going well, what are we going to do? But suppose General Petraeus comes back in September and reports that things are going pretty well. Are we going to report that with the same amount of attention that we would report the negative news?